So last week we got episode 4 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This episode is called The Whole World is Watching, and if you haven't seen this episode yet and you don't want to get spoiled for you, do not watch this review, but the episode came out a week ago, you've probably seen it. So this episode starts off in a way that I never actually thought we'd see within the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. But we see the moment when Bucky has finally got his mind back to himself. We see the person who was heavily invested in getting his mind back was Ao, who is actually the woman we meet at the end of episode 3, who we actually saw in Infinity War and Endgame and Black Panther, who I actually don't remember seeing any of those movies. But of course she was in Civil War. She's now in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's revealed now that she is the one who actually got Bucky back his mind. So of course we now know that Bucky and her obviously have a relationship there. We know that the Wakandans are here trying to get Zemo to bring Zemo back to Wakanda to give him a trial. They're not going to kill him, but they're going to give him another trial for killing their king. But throughout the start of the episode, it is Bucky, it's Falcon, and it's Zemo going to where the flag smashers, because the woman died in the previous episode. Actually, I think it was episode 2. She died in that episode, and they're trying to find out where the funeral is so that they can go to the funeral, get some information, try and calm Carly down, just try and get a good face-to-face interaction with Carly, because they've met her before, they fought her before, but they've never had a real sit down and talk with them. And of course, before Sam met Cap, his job was to kind of talk to soldiers, talk about them, about their PTSD, and just try and calm them down. And because that's what his job, of course, Sam will be perfect for this scenario. So they're looking for Carly to have this exact situation play out where they go and try and calm her down. They end up getting the information by Zemo giving children food, well, candy. He creates a relationship with the children then bring him to the funeral. On the way there, John of course finds them. Now John, and I can't remember his name, the guy, the smaller guy with him, I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me, but he is with John. They're making their way, they're all together, they're going to the funeral. In the way, Sam does call Sharon. We find out the power broker is mad. We have no idea who the power broker is. I have no idea about episode 5, which actually comes out today. But my guess is, I think Sharon is the power broker. I just think she's got way too much power for someone. I feel like she is the power broker. That's most my best. I imagine it's someone we know, and the only one I can think of is Sharon Carter, because she's obviously been doing stuff. Because again, I don't think she was part of Snap. For all I know, she was part of Snap. But if she's not, she's been there for 7 years. She could have started something big there. So I do think it's Sharon. But they go to the funeral. We see Sam go in, and he's actually getting somewhere with Carly. He's getting into a place where you can see her realizing her mistakes, realizing what she's doing wrong. He even says that, I agree with what you're doing. I think what you're doing is right. I just don't agree with how you're going about doing it. And it all makes sense in the perspective of Sam. You understand that Sam's doing a great job here calming her down. You see that she's really understanding her mistakes. You see the scene, and you just know this scene is exactly one of the reasons why Steve Rogers chose Sam Wilson to be his follow-up as Captain America. Because Chris Evans wouldn't go in there. Or Steve Rogers wouldn't go in there. He wouldn't go in there and fight. He wouldn't go in there and fight straight away. He'd go in there and try to calm her down straight away. And of course, that's immediately what Sam goes in, just proving that he should be Captain America once again. But as he's in there calming down, you got Zemo, you got Bucky, you got John, and I still can't remember his name. Is his name written down here at all? Lamar. I know he's got some kind of Captain America-esque name, but I can't remember his name. But Lamar is there anyways, and you see John's getting annoyed. He can't just sit there. He's getting so frustrated just sitting there waiting. He just not want to just sit there and wait. And then he's making his way in. Of course, Bucky stops him, but then John Walker makes his way in there eventually anyways, and then Carly runs off. And it was quite irritating to see John in this situation, because you understand why he's trying to do what he's trying to do. He's trying to live up to the mantle of Captain America, but everything he does is just, you can see the logic. You can see that there's no logic in anything he's doing. That just really, really irritates you. But we do see that Carly does call Sam's sister, which of course is a big no. And in the process, actually before all this, we do see Zemo attack Carly. We see him shoot her in the chest. We see her drop all the super soldier serum. Really fantastic scene. You see Zemo pick up one of the super soldier serums. He looks at it, and for a second there I thought, was he going to take it? To take it not to be a super soldier, but to take it to then have more strength and be able to take down these super soldiers easier. But no, he doesn't. He immediately drops it and smashes them all to pieces. Well, the look of horror and devastation, and the look of, oh my god, that was our last chance in Carly's face. Of course, then John Walker comes out of nowhere and throws the shield right at his head, and for some reason throwing the shield at his head just made him unconscious. I feel like throwing the shield at his head would either, not one, get the shield stuck in the side of his head, or get the shield to literally chop off the top of his head. I don't understand how that shield just knocked him unconscious. I don't know how that worked, but that's what happened anyways. John then comes across a super soldier serum. He puts it in his pocket because he doesn't know what he should do. Leading on anyways, Carly does call Sam's sister, threatens Sam's sister, really kind of letting Sam get annoyed. You can see Sam so pissed off in this scenario. He doesn't mind him getting threatened, but bringing his family into it, 100% agree. I understand why Sam gets annoyed at this situation. There's no situation where that is okay to do, so of course it makes sense there. You do see a great scene between John and Lamar as they're discussing, saying, what would you do? John says to Lamar, would you take the super soldier serum? What would you do? Of course, Lamar gets all happy saying, yeah, of course I would. I'd take it straight away. We also see another situation with Zemo and Falcon when Zemo says to Falcon, would you take it? And Falcon goes, no, he wouldn't take it. Which I was glad to see he said that, because of course we know majority of the situations with people with the super soldier serum, when they take it, they don't become good. So it made sense that Sam wasn't all on board for taking it. And then back at this apartment, I want to say, where Zemo, Falcon and Bucky have been hanging out. Probably my favourite scene in the entirety of the episode, maybe even the series as of right now. But John and Lamar come in, they're kind of talking about what happened. And of course, the Wakandan soldiers, the Dor Milaje, come in, and of course, John Walker, who he is, of course, he tries to calm down. He goes, hi, I'm John Walker, Captain America. And he tries to talk down to them as if, oh, I'm Captain America, I can do whatever I want. And then the Dor Milaje lead to kicking his fucking ass. It was such an awesome, fantastic scene. Seeing them beat the absolute crap out of them. Even Lamar gets his ass handed to him. But seeing John Walker just get destroyed, even at the end of the fight, he looks devastated as he sits on the floor saying they weren't even super soldiers. But throughout even the fight scene, you see Bucky, he literally screams over or shouts over at John saying, looking strong, John. They were just standing back observing, just making fun of the whole scenario. It was great to see them doing that. But you do see Ao actually disarm Bucky's arm, and then just the look of like dishonor, and just a look of embarrassment, and then just a look of like, I can't believe you've done that to me. The amount of faith he would have put in her, and the amount of respect he had for her, and then just to see her do that, honestly, you could just see the heartbreak in his face. It just reminded me actually of Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Just the look of when Buzz Lightyear fell down, his arm broke off. I just, like, Bucky had the same look on his face when his arm got disconnected. I just thought that whole scene was funny. But John Walker and Lamar, John Walker at this moment now does have the super soldier serum inside him. They find the Flag Smasher's base, leading to a pretty great scene. Not the greatest scene in the series. I do think the Wakandan one is, but this fight scene, it's cool. You're watching the episode play out, and you're looking at scenes where John just bursts through the door, and you're looking at scenes thinking, has he got the super soldier serum? There's a scene where someone puts a bar in his face and he bends it in half, and you're like, okay, I'm pretty sure he's got the super soldier serum. But this whole fight scene, and then Carly kills Lamar, and you know 100% that was an accidental killing. You know she did not mean to kill him, but she knocked him against the wall. He went smack up against a pillar, and he fell to the ground, blood dripping out of his mouth. You know he's dead, but you know Carly did not mean to do that. And then John Walker loses his shit. And from this moment to the end of the episode, you know straight away, I knew the way he just immediately runs after them. He jumps out a window, he lands on a car doing a superhero landing, but you just know, looking at the scene, that this guy is not Captain America. Just looking at Steve Rogers' comparison, when he thought Bucky died, he did not burst in there, he did not kill Arlem Zola. He went in there, he arrested him and took him back for questioning. He did not run in there and kill him. But what John Walker does is he jumps out the window, he chases this man down the street. The man throws a bin at the John Walker just to try and slow him down. John breaks the bin with the shield. He throws the shield at the man, he falls to the ground, and then But then you see John hold the shield above his head and smash it down on him multiple times. You see the blood all over the guy's hands. You see the amazing, amazing shot, which is, I think, is going to go down as one of the famous shots in the MCU, where John Walker standing there holding Cap's shield, which has been a symbol of hope and freedom throughout the entirety of the MCU, now covered in someone's blood as they are on the ground. This guy wasn't armed. People were recording it all around, so it looks like an American Captain America, the guy who was probably pretty much the kind of the mascot for America, holding a bloody shield as a man who was like, he had nothing on him. There was nothing to defend himself with, nothing to harm anyone, because no one would have saw anything. He brutally murdered him, and I just feel like that's going to go down in the history of the MCU. And honestly, I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in episode 5. I don't know if America is going to like take, okay, John Walker is not our Captain America anymore. Is America going to go, okay, well, he was a terrorist, he had just killed Lamar, who was an American citizen, American soldier, this is why John Walker had to do what he had to do. I don't know what's going to happen. Really excited for episode 5. Are they going to get the shield back? Is America going to give Sam the shield because they know, like, Sam is the best candidate? Who are we going to see in this series? Is there going to be some other mystery guest star? Is Steve Rogers going to show up? Who is the power broker? I have so many questions, and if you want to hear my thoughts on all these questions when we hopefully get answers to them, click that subscribe button. You can come back and hear my review of episode 5, which will be dropping later on today or tomorrow morning. So if you want to hear my thoughts on episode 5, click that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.